You didn't know?
I don't know. These Temple Storm guys hide their decks from each other sometimes as well, because they're often in the same tournament.
No, yeah.
What kind of mage is this?
It's a Secrets Mage, clearly.
Wow, but
So
it's not
it's
a
a-
Breeze mage.
It has Arcane Missiles, so I think it's more aggressive, but it also has Counterspell and Current Mage, so I think it's more mid-range. And yeah, it's mid-range with Water Elementals.
How does this deck stack up against Warrior? Because, of course, Freeze
That's
Mage...
the worst matchup.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the worst matchup for sure.
Yeah, Gnimsh is a heavy favorite here looking at the cards. I mean... but
Well, that's
Wow.
a card that can help against Warrior
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay.
it's a bit early for that, but it's a card that he will need at some point for sure. And Water Elemental is always great. I mean,
That's true.
I mean, Warrior does have a lot of weapons, and their early game also kind of relies on the weapons.
I wonder if he's playing Mirror Images, because those are really really useful against Warrior to block the weapons for Titans.
Yeah, it can help. He doesn't have it right now, and Gaara looks like he would have a solid game plan here with the Kirin Tor on 3 and Water Elemental on 4. But I mean,
with Counterspell is so powerful against Warrior, but unfortunately for him,
Yep, that's
Gnimsh
the
has
coin.
the coin. So
Yeah.
if Gnimsh doesn't use the coin to play it, like to accelerate his mana curve, he can actually keep it for the sake of counterspelling a counterspell.
this is actually one of the weird situations where counterspelling the coin is not a bad thing at all.
Right.
Because he can slow down the Death Spite for one turn. I mean, Gnimsh would love to have a Fire Vorax instead of one of the Death Spites here, but
That's for sure.
unfortunately that's not the case. And the counterspell on the coin, wow.
Yep.
It's gonna
It's
Make
gonna
him-
slide in more damage. This Knife
Yeah,
Dragon will
a
live
lot
an extra
more
turn.
damage. Yep.
The Water Elemental gets out safely. It's very difficult, and the Warrior's pairing all of his cards, which is not exactly what you want to do.
yeah, that hand is just awful.
Ooh. Well, now
Counterspell value, but it cost him 0 mana, so
Right.
basically.
you trade 0
Thanks
mana
for-
for 0
yep.
mana, I guess. Well, Acolyte's the only thing you can do. It's effectively like a gain health, because you know your opponent doesn't want to give you the more than one card.
But still, Mage is a really good spot because of the Water Elemental
Yep.
to counter the weapons next turns. So the Mage is actually favored in this matchup right now because there was no Fairy
there
War
you
X on turn 2 for the Warrior.
Yep, the lack of Fiery Vorax snowballed the board. I mean, if he had a Fiery Vorax, the Juggler would be dead, the Kirin Tor would be dead.
Yep.
But as it stands, oh man, how does he clear that without a brawl?
Now the bad thing is, if he wants to activate the Death Spite next turn, he will actually has to play to the second Death Spite and then use Execute to
that's
kill
actually-
the Water Elemental.
That's actually a pretty cute play, I think. If he was to play the Death Spite right now, just swing at
Kirin Tor.
Kirin Tor, next
Yep.
turn play the new Death Spite and execute. That's actually really good, I think. It's one of those weird spots where like playing another weapon to just blow up your old Death Spite might work out, if he thinks that far ahead.
It's not an optimal play because you just
Right.
use half of a card for nothing, but it's needed in this position. He can allow
really is.
he can allow this Water Elemental to stick.
Let's see if he can see the play. I think it's by far the best shot.
Well, he's thinking about something. He was hovering over Death Spite. It's just about what he attacks and
He's
what he's
bluffing.
interpreting.
Oh yeah,
I
he's
think
going
he
for
sees it. But he's going to be taking damage on the backswing, plus whatever comes
Oh,
out.
fire
Fireball.
damage.
This is rough, really rough.
Yep. And now there's more minions that stick. He's got Fireball plus Ping next turn. Gnimsh is down to 11 health.
Yeah, but he can clear everything but except
If
the
there will
spider
be
right now.
Yes.
Frostball next turn, he's dead.
The spiders activate after the
it
whirlwind,
doesn't
right?
really matter because he can't attack.
Oh, you're right.
But the spider is not really a threat to a warrior, because mage can't buff it anyhow, unless he plays like Defender of Argus, but still it's kind of a weak buff.
It's still 1 damage, and
That's what you think.
that's
Until he
the
plays
play.
Master Swordsmith.
Counters, okay, that doesn't really matter right now.
Well, if Gaara picks up a few more damage points,
Is that it?
That's actually like
That's
a first
9,
roll,
that's
so
10.
that's
It's 1 mana
No,
Yeah.
it's oh no, 1 mana off.
Yeah.
I'm shot.
but you know what? Say his opponent plays like Shield Block or something and revives himself. The next couple of turns, he could like Archmage into Arcane Missiles and pick up more damage. Like
that's
it's a
fine.
really good combination of spells he's got in his hand.
You just play counter spell to counter the shield block next turn, and you get super valuable.
So you play instead of fireballing and
Yeah,
reaching
you just play
it,
counter
save
spell
it.
this turn and use
I
the
like
hero
it.
power,
I like
and
it.
you can also keep the Arcane Missile to actually make Gnimsh feel safer.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I kind of would like the Arcane Missiles here in a weird way because it's gonna get a bit worse once the Armor Smith and Acolyte come down. It's
Oh, yeah,
almost
you're right.
unusable. But with an Antonidas in his hand, I'm pretty sure he's gonna keep it here.
And Gnimsh didn't show Armor Smith at the start, so maybe Gaara is just thinking he doesn't have it in his hand.
That's true. He's had it since the beginning of the game.
Yeah, he didn't play it on
Yeah,
turn
he
2 because
actually
of
wins
Knife
the game
Juggler.
if he casts Arcane Missiles here.
Wow. Nice forward thinking from Gaara.
That's really a really good play. So now
and just fireball plus the ping next turn will kill him, assuming his opponent
he needs
just
to draw
armors
like a
up.
shield block. Oh, well that helps too. That helps. Let's keep him alive for one more turn. Because like the fireball ping...
But he won't be able to use his hero power, so he still will be super low.
In fact, Lotheb is the only way to survive at the moment.
It really is.
Even if he draws into shield block, he would need to use the shield slam first.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Another way to survive would be to play the Armor Smith and Shield Slam the Armor Smith, but I don't think he's gonna do that.
The shield slam gets denied though by counterspell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about counterspell, so not even that will
Yeah.
work. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about
But
that.
he has Depth Bite, so he can actually pull it off next turn to play Acolyte.
Yep.
I mean Armor Smith and some other minion to get like 3 armor without being threatened by a second counterspell.
Right.
Let's see if he goes with the Lothar.
Well, you
He
see
has
it's
to.
not Ice Barrier.
Oh. That's game.
I think in his opinion this is his best chance because then like
Well-
he needs to in his opinion like from this position you need to armor up as much as you can. Usually.
Would you play, if you wouldn't know the hand of the mage, would you play the Armor Smith or the Lothar?
I would play the Lothar, but I mean
Yeah.
Fireball is such a
It is
huge
true.
threat.
And then actually, you know what? Next turn you have Armor Smith and the Sludge Belcher being dropped.
With the second durability point
Right.
of your,
Yeah. That's a
of your
good
weapon.
point. Well, it's not going to matter in this scenario. Gaara has the kill lined up, and that's game number 1. Over
So
to Temple
mage
Storm.
just overpowered the
Warrior.
worst matchup
Gnimsh is in a
possible.
lot of trouble now, potentially.
And
Because that
you
was
can
his best
see,
deck against
sorry,
Mage.
I just got in your word. I just wanted to say that we can see now the point of banning Hunter. So there will be no flares for the secrets of mage. And
He's got the Warrior and the Priest. So he feels pretty confident against Hunter, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. But I mean, Hunter can't heal, and there's a lot of damage weekly from the mage.
I really hate Arcane Missiles, because against the
Wow.
opening of...
I think he plays Arcane Missiles because of 2 things. One is Antonidas in his
Yeah.
deck, and the second one is to counter an Undertaker on turn 1.
I was about
Well,
to,
how about this?
I was about to question the Animal Companion keep because there's so many 1 and 2 drops, but Gnimsh, even with keeping the Animal Companion, manages to draw into a 1 and a 2.
So now it will be
perfect one
calling
and
Mad
two.
Scientist, yeah. But it still be so really... he will be in such a bad spot when Gnimsh plays the Death Rattle minion. He will just have to use the hero power on turn 2, so he will have no board presence at all.
Sure. Well, let's see what secret he gets as well. When I'm not sure if this Undertaker will... I think it was just go face. Oh, interesting.
Did we see
Was
any
it
other?
secret?
Oh,
It's
Mirror
Mirror
Entity.
Entity.
Okay.
That's really good, but not against Animal Companion.
That's right, it doesn't summon off
Yeah,
of that.
it doesn't summon.
Ah,
Those secrets really often go together. Like if you're playing the more aggressive type of mage, you usually play Mirror Entity and Counterspell. And if you're playing the control type, then you go with Ice Blocks and Duplicates.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
or Ice Barriers.
well, but if he thinks it's counterspell, he doesn't want to play Animal Companion.
That's right, but it looks like he's going to risk it, and it's going to pay off.
Well, you gotta make it 50-50 in some departments.
And it's second time Leok today.
It's quite surprisingly, Leok is often the best Animal Companion nowadays, but in this position I'm...
Yeah.
I mean, Hover could have died into missiles.
Well, Misha
Actually,
will be
no,
the
man.
best, I think.
Actually, Misha would have been the best, that's right, in this position.
What is weird that Gaara has those cards that are like low cost, but they basically can do nothing with the board if they're not if the RNG is not favoring Gaara.
Yeah.
Like mirror image against Hunter is really bad. It was super effective against Warrior, but against Hunter is not so good actually.
What do we feel about that arcane missiles to the face? One of Mad Scientist.
I don't know what he was going for there. Was he hoping to
Snipe on the Leo.
I'm not sure why he casted that. I don't really like it. I think we are going to see the Haunted. Oh.
And we are not actually experienced with this kind of
Yeah,
deck, so
well,
it's kind of hard
yeah.
to make any predictions of the play.
True.
Right?
Gaara was thinking, like, probably for next turns of how he wants to utilize his mana. It may be this case where next turn he can't play Arcane Missiles if he has a certain plan. So he's trying to get it out of the way now and see what it hits and evaluate.
I mean, Gaara knows his deck better than I know his deck, and I'm sure he knows what he needs to do. But to me, that was a bit like surprising. I would have maybe meant with Arcane Intellect and try to like, because he has like one piece of a lot of things, like mirror images, but no juggler and stuff like that.
Oh, we see the Undertaker. And what's also funny is if Gaara would play Undertaker first, then summoning a 100 Creeper from Mirror Entity would actually buffer, trigger the power of Undertaker.
Well, Gaara does have some plays at his disposal here to start fighting back, but he chooses to attack into face Fear first. Does this mean he wants to play Mirror Entity
Image?
or Mirror Image?
I think so. The Arcane Missiles makes no sense here.
Yeah.
Because if he triggers Spider, this actually worse for him.
That's true.
I agree, but does he want to hold on the mirror images for a potential juggler or Antonidas or something? Well, I
But
guess
if he
Antonidas
doesn't do
is too
that,
slow.
then your Undertaker is dead. And you want to keep Undertaker alive so he can actually
That's true.
trade into something else from the Hunter side. So I
Yeah.
think he will go with the mirror image here.
Yeah, I think so too, because there could be something like a Houndmaster coming too, and then that would be just way too easy to deal with the Undertaker. Just to play around Houndmaster.
Would Houndmaster have come out the previous turn though, because he was on 4 mana, or do you feel like
Oh, yeah,
you can't interpret that as a play around a secret?
You're actually
Maybe
right.
he won't.
Would have probably been
Even,
the Houndmaster.
even with Houndmaster, you want to get value from the Leok with Hunter's Creeper combo, so maybe
That's
he
true.
will play that. Especially there was no threat on board, like with the
Yeah.
nothing on board. You can just go with the lesser minions. You can actually build your board more and play around Fireball, an example, because Leok will be just Fireball then.
I wonder if Gnimsh plays Unleash the Hounds. It's kind of like many people don't play it nowadays, or some people just play one copy. But it's like there's a lot of variety. Oh man,
Wow, if he had that plus the Mirror Entity and the double Haunted Creeper
Wow.
juggles, that would have been insane damage.
yeah.
It's still okay.
He's still
Yeah, he still has 4
Yeah.
shots plus whatever.
like, a lot of arcane
Yeah.
missiles.
To be honest, it's just 1 point difference because now
Gosh.
he can play his hero power to ping a direct damage.
This is rapid fire
Oh man.
from. This is spray and pray. Like this is Call
We
of
play
Duty right now in
Counter-Strike.
Hearthstone.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is kind of exciting.
Oh yeah.
And people say that Hearthstone is just about skill.
Oh, that's right. We forgot about the snake traps.
yeah, that's the problem with
Well,
the overlays.
those-
in
this
some
is like-
tournaments, we don't know.
Yeah, this is
about
one of the
these
shooting
secrets
galleries
anymore.
you see at the carnival. What will the knife juggler hit?
Leok is just
Okay.
so much value here with the snake trap.
We'll see how much it is because the juggles might kill off the snakes.
Right. Well,
Or
we'll
the
see
arcane
about
missiles.
that.
Now, double damage to
Oh,
people
he's
would
got
be
2 of the
disastrous.
snakes down.
Oh man.
The arcane missile. He has to hurry up. These animations do take a while.
Yep.
If he
Especially
hits
the.
Hunted Creeper though, so, oh man, he
Oh,
puts
wow.
it
That's
in
pretty
face.
bad.
That's
Actually.
bad.
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
know. I mean,
Oh,
I thought that was actually pretty good because now he can keep his Undertaker, get rid of
it's
the Sludge
okay.
Belcher.
It's okay.
yeah. I mean, all the damage to face is like irrelevant, and from the juggles, from the Haunted Creeper, actually, I don't think he hits face even once.
Nope, he didn't. So overall, pretty
yeah.
good.
So Gnimsh has to deal with the knife juggler here because he just can't let
Yeah.
the juggler get no value,
Yeah, I would imagine that the Haunted Creeper is gonna be running into the juggler.
and then proceed with Savannah Hyman.
Probably, yeah, and then just take out the Undertaker with the Leok. Because those two are like the biggest threats.
You have to risk it with the Savannah Hyman, I think, because there will be no turns ahead
Yeah.
of you when there will be a better occasion to actually put something on board, and you have to deal with the hyenas either way, and I don't think Gaara is playing polymorph in this kind of
Yeah, I
deck.
was about to
Probably
ask
not
that.
in this
Does a
level
deck
deck.
like this run polymorph at all?
Usually no.
I don't think so. He plays so many cheap spells that it actually doesn't fit the curve, I think.
Yeah,
And
like-
he would rather pick something
Iron
with
Beak
damage.
Owl. Oh, okay.
I'm sure we can see the Hyman.
Oh yeah, or silence. Yeah,
Right, right.
that's
Because
the
this
point.
type of decks, I mean, polymorph is kind of a board control tool. Even though you can ignore like a belcher with it, so it's not completely useless. But in most cases, it's more for like the control type. So there probably won't be one. Now that Hymen is actually a huge problem.
Right. Well, Gaara's hand isn't well equipped to fight it just yet, but maybe he has something off his arcane intellect.
I think you use Frostbolt to just freeze the 7 Hymen for one turn to solve the problem with Leok first. But you need something to actually deal with the hyenas next turn.
Okay.
That's not good for him actually.
Well, this is a really tough spot for Gaara all of a sudden.
Jeez.
Like, everything else, just the Savannah Hymen will be a problem, or it's going to be like he loses his entire board, and then he has to fight back from position anyways. He just delays damage one turn.
If he fears Unleash the Hounds, it will be justified to sacrifice the whole board against
That's
Leok
true.
and the Spiders. And we don't know really if he plays Flame Strikes, Blizzards, or anything like
That's
that.
true.
So we don't know if he has a way to actually deal with the hyenas from Savannah Hymen. So, okay, he's playing around Unleash the Hounds, and he played the Frostbolt to get a one turn, to be one more turn safe from the 6 attack minion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it makes
but-
a lot more sense to develop in Counterspell, which you might be able to pick up with Kirin Tor next turn anyways.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That Hymen is still a huge problem. I mean, that the Frostbolt doesn't really solve the problem. And how does he win
It just
from
delayed
here?
the
Yeah.
problem.
How does he win from here?
Well, he does have a win condition, but it doesn't seem very clear how to like utilize. Like Antonidas just
slow.
feels like a body more
Yeah,
than anything
it's too
else.
slow.
Now with the potential 15 damage, 17 damage next turn, 19 damage next turn because of the Leper Gnome,
Oh no.
that's a huge problem for Gaara. He can be dead next turn actually. If Gnimsh draws into second kill command, and he's dead.
Yeah, or Eagle Horn Bow.
Oh yeah. So there's many outs.
Yeah, several outs. Like Counterspell has no insurance whatsoever. Then what's his best course of action in this spot then? Like playing minions defensively, you can't even drop 2 of your minions in hero power.
Oh yeah, that was the point I wanted to bring.
Yeah.
To bring that Water Elemental seems like the best option here, but then he's playing a different
Okay.
round than I was thinking
But,
about. But
yeah.
well, hero powering Leper Gnome actually does nothing. It's
True.
It's
the same 2 damage.
Yeah.
No, but you take the 2 later anyway from the Death Rattle, so it
Right.
does overturn. It
But
does.
he feels like
prevent
he
that.
doesn't have like more than 2 turns to actually deal with this board, with that board. So I think that was a bold move, which can pay off if he draws into something that will deal damage to the whole board of Gnimsh side.
No, I mean, yeah. Well, there's nothing Gaara can do really.
Yeah, I don't
let's
really
go.
foresee it. Although Counterspell denies the Snake Trap, which is valuable information. Now Gaara knows double Snake Trap, but that's about it. I don't think Crown Sparrow will stop anything else. Gaara's going to concede game 2, and we have ourselves a tied series.
So it's 1-1, and we'll see Hunter dominating once again the match or not. What do you think, guys?
There's a warrior and priest to face off against the hunter. I feel like Gaara is well equipped to face off against it, but
It depends which
I've also
priest he uses.
that's also true. Also true. I feel like it's dependent on how those decks are built too. Because if Gaara interprets it a much slower metagame, which I don't think he would, but say he played a very greedy warrior, even if warrior is strong against hunter because of all the life gain mechanisms and the clears, if it just doesn't draw right, it can die. And I've also seen hunter beat. He's gonna go with
double
warrior.
webs
By the way.
now.
Oh yeah, I actually want to see the Paladin because
Oh,
just
man,
in case
that's
it's
after Mulligan,
past.
Alex Trajan Ragnaros on opening hand. It's
Yeah.
awful. But he also has the Ghoul and Taskmaster is really good here.
yeah. Not bad at
Warrior
all.
is also. Oh, sorry, the hunter is also on a very slow start. Doesn't really have anything going on.
No. needs
See
to,
what he
like-
gets off the web
But it's
spins.
Gnimsh. I mean, we all know there's gonna be like a
King Crush.
mad scientist on next turn.
The beast.
Oh man!
So good.
So now he just has to get Tundra Rhino with this web spinner, and then turn 5 Tundra Rhino, turn 6 the beast.
That would be insane.
Anybody? The dream.
Seems unlikely, but it's Gnimsh.
It actually also, it's interesting to point out that Gaara played the Taskmaster instead of the Ghoul, and that's because of the 2 health minions that can be played
Huh.
in the next turns.
So
Yeah.
he holds the web spinner because he doesn't want it to just get bullied, but
Yeah, exactly.
now
Like, it also counters the Undertaker on next turn.
but now Gaara has a really good spot with the Alkalite, and if this Unstable Gold doesn't die
So
this turn,
if there will be a Leok third time in this tournament, then actually it will pay off to,
Right.
to roll the Leok. But
if it's a Huffer,
if it's a Huffer, it will be a tragedy. Just it will be tragic for Gnimsh to roll the Huffer here. It will achieve
Misha's
nothing.
okay, right? It clears the board for everything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you want to risk it? You can't also play a Web Spinner and Leopard Gnome because they're basically dying to the effect of the Death Rattle of
No, yeah.
Ghoul.
Oh,
Animal
1 and
Company.
3.
Let's see.
Oh, man.
Can he Gnimsh the Leo?
It's
he gets the
second
medium.
best choice.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You could see Garrod celebrating the Misha roll
Yeah.
instead of Leok. That's the not so common sight to behold.
Sure.
Gaara's coin is gone already, so there won't be a death spite just yet. He doesn't
So
even have
now
it, but
we'll
he
see
won't even
the
have
Acolyte of
access.
Pain. Or maybe not. He want to deal with the...
Yeah, I think you want to draw for sure.
Yeah, I like the Acolyte. He can even kill that off with those.
It depends on the draw.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that,
Now he's piecing together pretty decent response. I
Yeah,
mean, I
good
guess
play.
with your starting 2 cards as Alex Strauss and Ragnaros, it only gets better from there. Those are the 2 heaviest cards in your deck.
that's true, but he managed to draw into a strong early game. That's really good for him.
So you're saying the density of the deck increased.
Yeah, it's only up from there.
Oh,
Did
that
we see
freezing?
the trap?
yeah, it's
Because-
freezing.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, second goal, that's huge.
Pitch your tents. Ooh,
So we can assume he doesn't play Whirlwind
right.
because he plays double goal.
Is it correct to play Unstable Ghoul just on the off chance that it's snipe?
I don't think so. Snipe doesn't fit
It
really
seems pretty
the
unlikely.
Yeah.
current metagame with Belchers and low tap.
But I mean,
I saw Arrow run in on this 100 deck.
I guess he could have just in case played
Right.
with that order, but yeah, it's unlikely. I mean, there's no downsides to playing the cool first.
Oh, he picked up Houndmaster, so Gnimsh doesn't whiff. If that was, say, Hunter's Mark, it would have just been pretty useless.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter if he attacks with Gnome first here.
Well, it does. It gives him his opponent an extra armor.
No!
Oh. Okay.
Why would he do that?
He wants to shred the armor himself.
It's a BM, I think.
Yeah, I think Gnimsh realized he gave an extra armor to his opponent. That 1 health does make a difference. Hunter's often reaching to kill this, assuming the game... Right, yeah,
Guys,
exactly.
mentioned He was one of little for us here because it just fits the
For
curve.
sure.
And he has to deal with the board.
The only option is like if he wants to shield block or armor up.
The bad thing is he knows that if there's a Savannah Hyman next turn, that will be actually a problem without a shield slam.
Right.
Yeah, he does have the Sylvanas to answer that, but
But still, he will be taking 6 damage to face.
it's a bit of problems.
He also has the Beast.
Oh yeah, let's not
Yeah.
Will
forget
he
about
play
Then
the
what
Beast
happens
over
is
Savannah?
the Savannah Hyman, or he has Core Hound. This is such a late game oriented Hunter deck.
So now it will be Savannah, then Corehound,
boy.
right? But the Corehound
Just
will not
missing-
be played because of
Yeah.
Sylvanas on turn 6. But it's pretty funny.
Gosh, if he had a Tundra Rhino that survived, can you imagine the damage?
The
Back
Havoc.
to back 9 damage charge creatures.
Oh wow, that's a nice drop. I mean, nice draw.
Well, see how Gnimsh is able to respond. No freezing trap. Freezing trap would have been
We'll
excellent.
see Flare here
Yeah,
for
Frost
sure.
Trap.
First, he wants to know his options first. And what is also worth mentioning, that if both minions die, Sylvanas and Savannah, then Sylvanas will take one of the hyenas that will be born from Death Rattles of Savannah Hyman.
Snakes is pretty good here, I think. It's like if he wants to try to do a trade with the high main, there's gonna be the snakes that might instead soak up the death
Oh
rattle.
yeah, snakes are really good here. You brought a really important thing.
Because the death rattle is like almost meaningless with the snakes.
You have to do it. You have to do it here and then hero power and just go face. Playing Carhound makes no sense at all. The Sylvanas will just crash into one of those creatures, and it will be probably the Carhound to take the Sylvanas.
He doesn't even have the mana for it.
Or he can play the beast, but the same premise.
Oh wow, he's
I don't think this is
Oh,
a winning
that's-
play.
no, that's not.
He
good
wants to
at
play the
all.
beast here then, if this is the case.
But
He's
the-
giving up one of the 2/2s to play the beast.
Now he just gave up like 6 potential, maybe
Right.
more potential damage that he will have to deal with some other way.
I guess the rationale, the opponent couldn't answer Savannah Jaime directly with removal, so this is his best chance, removal yet, to deal with a bigger creature like that.
But
Yeah.
don't you think that it actually was the same outcome? Like Warrior wants to deal with the Savannah Hymen, and he would just crash Sylvanas into that anyway. So playing with the snake trap, you will get
No, I agree.
a value from that. As
I think
Savish brought up.
that's the rationale. Whoa! Picks up shield slam off the
Okay.
shield block.
This game's over actually.
I think the game ended when he chose to make the trade with the high main. I mean, as a hunter, you can't go for like super late game against Warrior. There's
Wow.
no way he can win from there.
I agree
Well,
with Savish.
This is a disaster now. Like the Finkel Einhorn is given, the 3/3 given to his opponent.
Actually, it's the first time I actually see Finkel Einhorn in a tournament environment.
Yeah, well, you can thank Web Spinner for that.
New legend card. You have to add it to the card list.
I suppose so. I don't know if people were expecting that outcome. Now Gnimsh is playing more control oriented. It's been about the board for him.
Now
when-
it's switched.
right. The Warrior's the one pushing for damage. The Hunter's the one playing control. It's very difficult to win from this spot. And he's got a Core Hound kill command
Oh
combination.
wow! Shadow's next Ramus and Warrior. That's interesting.
Yeah, we don't see that all that often.
Going for face,
Wow.
which actually is okay-ish. The Belcher would trade for the fur
Oh
free.
man, he can't actually
Or-
deal with this.
He
Ragnaros.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have an animal. I mean, a beast to actually deal 5 damage from kill command.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the best call is just to play the loot order and hope that Rag hits that. Probably even the Gore Hound. Just drop the order, drop the Gore Hound.
Yeah.
Kill off maybe the Finkel.
Worst case scenario, if Warrior can't deal with the Core Hound, it actually has the ability to slam face.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, let's just assume there's nothing that Warrior can do. This Core Hound's free to play, and then the Ragnaros hits 2/1. The best case scenario.
Oh, that's
Well, that's not the best case scenario for Gnimsh.
Not at all.
Let's see.
Um,
Well, Black Knight, of course, deals with this bot in, and then you can set yourself up to.
even if you ignore the Carhound, you're in a really good spot.
Well, he's got Execute, so I feel like that can come down.
Yeah, definitely execute. I mean, Hunter has one card in his hand.
Right.
Just
And you're at
you
30
just-
health.
Use Finkel Einhorn to kill the slime, and then
Yeah, run that into the Gore
Yeah,
Hound
I
and get
know.
rid of it. Oh,
Oh, we forgot about Snake
Yeah,
Trap. It got
as
hit by the.
usually.
Yeah,
we
the
really
overlay.
did.
Ah, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden, Ragnaros has many targets.
Yep. Well,
So,
this
all the more reason to execute.
Absolutely.
that's still Warrior is at 32 HP. That's ridiculous.
Well,
But he has a beast for the kill command now, so he can actually kill the
Right.
Ragnaros. But still, a 3-2 on board and 4-5. It's
Yes.
really a tough spot to.
well, he
make a
drew a
comeback.
Hunter's Mark. That's important to remove the Rag.
Yeah, so he will draw first. I mean, he will play exactly
Right.
like
Trade
into
first, see what you
Finkel.
draw.
Animal Companion is a good draw here. But
Pretty
still,
decent.
it doesn't really solve the situation with the Yeti.
I almost feel like the only good draw would have been Savannah Jaime.
Right. Actually, in fact, if he had Savannah Jaime, would he and then be able to
Yeah.
drop down the Jaime, that would have been pretty nice. Either way, somehow Gnimsh has stabilized and is now pushing damage back at the Warrior, but
If he draws
guard
Savannah,
is at 28.
28.
it will be still
Oh,
tough.
God.
I mean, what can the Hunter do to stop Alex Straza now?
Nothing really.
Nothing.
Alex Straza with Frostbolt. I mean, without the freeze. Just take
I suppose not.
Often, as a warrior, you want to save the Alex Straza for yourself. But
I mean,
But if you
this
save
situation-
Alexstrasza for yourself, you're basically saying that you will not play it in 4 turns because you are at 30. So to counter bring you down to 15, less than 15, like 10, will actually take 3-4 turns if he ignores his whole board.
yeah, true story.
Eaglehorn Bow, well, we all know where that belongs.
That's right. He's got the Harrison Jones ready and lined up.
Oh, and shield block.
Gaara has the perfect answers. I mean, he doesn't have to show Harrison Jones. If he wants to keep Harrison as a secret for the next match or for next game.
That depends on the draw now. 2 Warwicks, okay, that's 7.
Yeah, too good to
he
pass
won't
up.
Yeah, it sure is.
Also, the fear of Harrison might even come to play next game if he knows Harrison's there, but Gaara doesn't even play, doesn't even draw it. Then maybe Harrison's a factor.
I think he will clear the Leok here.
I don't think Sludge Belcher would be bad either. But I mean, he can do whatever he wants. There's no cards in the Hunter hand.
You can clear the board, take, make armor, so yeah, that's over. It was over when Gnimsh went for the trade with 7 Heim.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of health that should not be there. For,
That was like 1 out.
Gaara.
Yep.
Well, also to Gnimsh's credit, he also did have a pretty poor starting hand. It was like double web spinner against Cool Taskmaster and Unstable Gold. That's not going to
Yeah,
do
that's
anything done.
Not as good as in the previous game.
Gaara had a very good start with Taskmaster and Ghoul and double ghouls, and he even had the weapon.
I mean, this is a good example of what the Hunter deck does struggle with sometimes. If it doesn't get that good start and it gets dealt with, it can get very awkward in the mid game, and in the late game, they're still top decking like always because they don't have that Unleash the Hound starving
Exactly.
buzzer combination to rebound the game.
That was the most powerful thing that the Hunter had. It was to make the possibility to make a comeback
Right.
with the draw mechanism.
Like all in and then still stay
yeah,
relevant.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's going to be it for game number 3. Gaara's going to jump out 2-1. And Gnimsh will most likely turn to either
Rogue.
most likely the Rogue, but he does have his Druid available if he feels like say it's the aggro Rogue, and obviously you don't want to play that against Warrior.
Oh.
So if that was the case, then he'd turn to his Druid. But that's why it's interesting that you have a choice in your final game. It's not like you have to be stuck with whatever it is, usually in the best of 5 format.
I wonder if that's the rogue that we playtested for the WCA with Shade of Nextramas, and which are
Yes, it was.
yeah, it's rogue.
And it is
He plays Cold Blood, and so
And he plays Gadgets and Auctioneer.
no way.
Wow. You don't often see that card in Rogue.
Well, the synchronized.
He plays Golden Auctioneer and then
so it draws
non-golden
2.
everything else.
So actually, it
Draws
draws
2.
2.
I wish. Then that would be truly pay to win.
He doesn't have the coin, but those double preps. If he just makes it to turn 5 with
Wow.
without the board being too bad already.
I mean, that's already
Still
strong.
okay.
Warrior's only response to that is Lotheb. And even then, the preparations guarantee the
Engineer.
immediate draw.
Do you think that's Tempus Storm version?
Oh, it could be.
The Rogue.
Like the one that Hyped was running
Hyped
in
and
WCA.
Oh,
yeah, hyped
interesting.
And,
Does it
Kites
has
were
novice
running.
engineers
Yeah,
in
it
there?
was 1 Correlate Oracle and 1 Novice Engineer.
Well,
Or 2 Correlate Oracles in favor of the Novice Engineer, but
if
it-
that's
it
the
had-
case, then Gaara's in big trouble.
the Shot
because
of Axamas can really help you.
that's true. But if that's the case, that deck is supposed to completely destroy control decks because how slow the control decks are and you have so much damage it can't stop. If this warrior goes down, I mean, Gaara might be in big trouble. Gnimsh still has a very strong chance to take this series just because of
Yep.
his deck lineup.
Will he power up here?
What
I
is he
don't
waiting
see
with the
point.
Novice Engineer? Why is he holding on to that?
I don't know. He didn't. There would be a point for not playing the Novice Engineer if there would be an Armor Smith on board already. But now the Novice Engineer just got worse because of the upcoming Acolyte of Pain or Armor Smith, and there would be higher chances of drawing to the
Right.
into those cards later in the game. So
Your conceals, your combo cards.
yeah.
I mean, it would have been kind of awkward against the Acolyte, but it's still something that you kind of want to cycle as early
That's
as
true.
possible. Maybe
No, if you're not dropping Novice before,
He will drop it now.
to combo
So,
Tevis or...
that's true.
Oh.
yeah, he drops it now. So I think it would be better to drop it last turn.
Yeah, you would have also gotten extra damage in too.
There's the Cold Light Oracle.
Ah,
yeah,
I guess you're
that's-
right. It could be the hyped Miracle Rogue.
I think it is.
I think he actually could have just ignored the Acolyte of Pain to draw more cards from Acolyte of Pain for the opponent and then play Colored Oracle to burn, an example, like Straza or something like that.
He could have milled his opponent, but
That was actually the strategy against Freeze Mages when you played.
is that what you want to do against Warrior though? Because I feel like they benefit a lot of drawing cards because they really lack draw any other way beside their act.
Yeah, I agree. Like cards are really valuable to Warrior, but that would have been an interesting thing that if he could actually burn some stuff, because Warrior is also limited on mana. So
True.
like
Shadow
10
Step.
cards, they
Well,
can
so
play all of it.
you could actually like burn 3 or 4 cards.
Yeah, but he didn't have the Shadow Step in his hand just last time.
But he would have it if he would play the Snowbirds Junior or the turn 2.
Oh, I like it, Lothar. You're right. He would have been 1 card deeper.
That's true.
That sounded wrong.
No.
It's right though. Trust me. Oh, he gets low
about that.
That is important. Yeah. Okay, so Warrior does have tools to answer.
So, how many cards does Gnimsh has? 8. So he can actually pull off a Shadow Step right now, but it makes no sense to give 2 more cards for your opponent right now.
Gnimsh is probably feeling pretty bad about eviscerating the Acolyte
yeah.
right now, because he could have made the Warrior. Because the Warrior is already drawing so much.
And the Warrior's gonna start getting health too. That's bad. The Armor Smith has stayed alive. And there's 2 shield blocks. I mean, it is a combo-oriented deck, which means there's a very finite amount of damage that this rogue has. And after its threats are cleared and the spells are played, there just might be a scenario where there's too much health on the warrior.
It has to be an Assassin's Blade with deadly poisons, or otherwise he will never have enough damage.
When I was analyzing the deck of Hyped and KitKats from WCA, I think that the main point of the deck is just ignoring the board and hand size of your opponent. You just want to get the combo pieces out,
Right.
and you don't care if he has 10 or 8 cards or whatever, because he has no time to actually pull off all those cards from his deck, especially against control decks, because they're so greedy. So you have cards like Alexstrasza, like Ragnar's, like Kern, Sylvanas, Belchers, and those cards are high cost, so you can't possibly have all the answers at one time to play those. And when Rogue is just playing 3 cards, 3 stuff with Auctioneer, drawing cards, and making not a board present which you can deal, you just deal direct damage, you go nuts with that.
Yeah, speaking of ignoring the board, he's choosing to ignore this Armor Smith and instead push out more damage, which I can get behind. Again, he has the win in terms of the damage in his hand. He's got the Cold Blood with
Why didn't he
the
use
Arcane
the Shadow Step
Golem.
here? I would use the Shadow
Does
Step
he have
here.
He probably
killing
won't.
damage next turn?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Not lethal, but I mean, he wants to keep every little bit of damage, I guess.
Right.
But if he would kept the if he would Shadow Step the Auctioneer, he would actually draw the whole deck next turn, which would really pay off, because
That's true.
drawing more cards is like dealing damage, but it's delayed by 1 turn, and keeping Shadow Step is just 4 damage.
True.
So why would you want to draw more cards, which will deal more therefore damage?
Right. No, that's a good point. But now he has to deal with Lotheb, and he doesn't have the availability of using many spells.
And still hasn't drawn the Assassin's Blade. It's not that great, I mean, against that Warrior, because we know that there's a Harrison, but he doesn't have it yet. I feel like this kind of will come down to how if Gnimsh can draw the Assassin's Blade on next turn. So this turn, if I was Gnimsh, I would go for the Shiv and just try to like maximize the chances of getting the Blade next turn.
I was wondering if there's a possibility of Gnimsh getting 2-turn Lathold here, and I think there is. If you set up Deathspite the next turn, and then Gromash. But then he uses Eviscerate on the 60, which you have to. Do you go for that? Do you want to set up an opportunity to potentially kill your opponent?
Can he? He can hit for 10 right now. Oh yeah, I would love to see that.
Yep.
So just go for Deathspite. But with the remaining mana, maybe an Armor Smith.
Oh yeah, double Armor Smith is brutal.
What if he went Cruel Taskmaster? Can he put him to 14? I guess not.
Well, 14,
Can build
assuming his
12.
opponent removes the board, right?
Okay, so he can, yeah, with a weapon and Cruel Taskmaster, he could deal 12, so it would
Gnimsh
still be
needs-
16.
Okay, he's going for a
It's a
safer
double-
approach. I
double
can get
defensive
behind this
poison.
too.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of armor.
I mean, he realizes that he has the opportunity. He doesn't have to go aggressive. He can play defense. He's still got double shield block, like you said. So why not just use the tools out there instead of setting up a hopeful way, and then meanwhile opening yourself up to potentially dying.
I didn't even think about this play, but now that I see it, I actually like it a lot. With the taunt and the double armor smiths, it does make a lot of sense.
Was that one sap or two saps being used, by the way?
2 saps.
2 saps already used.
Oh no, sorry, I
just one.
thought
Oh,
that you
okay.
asked about the deck lists. I think that Gnimsh should use Surf first to draw, maybe into second Deadly Poison.
Okay, so Bloodmage's Blade Flurry. Not bad at all. It's gonna give him some armor, but
Some.
at least he deals with those.
You still want to play the shift, so why wouldn't you play first?
Because of the armor smiths, I guess.
But
See-
you just go for face of the shift.
Oh, I kinda feel like he has to take out the Loatheb. Or does he? I mean, I would take out the Loatheb.
Alright, well,
Yeah, you're right.
snipes it. And he's cleared the board.
That's actually really important to kill because that, otherwise
Yeah,
Gaara
you're
would
right.
have
That
the
was
two-turn
some
kill.
stupid thing I said.
Gnimsh exhausted pretty much half his hand, though, for this. And Gaara still has ways to be defensive
And he's
and
at
put himself out
30
of range. Yeah, 30 HP. He can drop more defense.
He kind of chose the defensive line of play last turn,
Right,
so I
so
would expect
follow
him
up.
to stick with it for now. So maybe play like a Belzer and either not armor up. I guess you Cruel Dusk that,
Right.
but Belzer, Cruel Dusk the.
Wouldn't it be so sweet if you could have the mana to play both the Death Spite and the Sludge Belcher? Because you set it up. You know what? You can even, if he chooses to keep the Cruel Taskmaster instead, like set up like Fiery War Axe and whatnot, then he still keeps Cruel Taskmaster for the 12 point on turn 10.
That's right. So if he plays the Death Spite on next turn, he kind of guarantees the kill for turn 10 with the Cruel Dusk. And,
Right.
So he could play like Fiery War Axe the Blood Mage instead. Okay, well that's good too.
I was not expecting that, but
Me neither. But
I mean,
The only answer to that is a sap or double eviscerate, and one eviscerate was already used on
Right.
a Acolyte of Pain.
I mean, he can deal with this, but he's giving up a lot too in the process.
Yeah, Arcane Golem with Cold Blood.
How much damage does Gnimsh have, by the way? There's 12 with the Shadow Steps and the Arcane Golem, and then there's 20 with the Cold Bloods.
yeah, it's 20 with 7 mana.
That's still 10 off.
I know. Gosh.
Yeah.
It's like a new game, but it started at
Right.
turn 7 with other hand sizes.
Can you even compile 30 damage with 9 mana as a rogue?
If you draw into
If you have
Auctioneer
if you have
with
7
Conceals,
cards, yeah, I guess.
then you can. If the warrior doesn't draw into Brawl,
Well, Gnimsh is at a really tough crossroads. He just have to absorb this, and I mean, you can't though. I mean, if your opponent on the off chances just has like Faceless Manipulator, you're dead. I mean, not to mention the fact that in 2 turns you're dead anyways.
It's not gonna work out.
I mean, do you play Arcane Golem, just go for much damage and Shadow Step it back? You're running out of time too. I think Gnimsh waited too long to make an action. Now he's going to make a suboptimal play.
oh no, that's not a play to win.
he could have Perdition's Blade himself and then double Cold Blood the Chrome and Sudoku.
Oh, he also... Why did he
What did he
Perdition's Blade the Gromosh?
You just got me off guard. I was like,
He could suicide with double Cold Blood and the Perdition's Blade. Because he can't win.
Oh, gotcha. So he wanted us to do a group, but he didn't have
Yes.
the time. He got roped. Missed Sudoku. All right, well, Gaara's in a very strong position to close out this series right here. Unless Gaara can unless Gnimsh can pull out something from his hat. Second
think-
gadget stand, perhaps?
I think Gnimsh has to analyze his playstyle to the decks because he made the same mistake twice with playing to save, just to save.
Yeah. And what happened? I thought he was an aggressive player, but he's
yeah.
playing very conservative and board-oriented.
When we were like starting playing Hearthstone, he was always all in all the time, and I was like, oh man, he top decked the answer another time.
You know what it is? I know Gnimsh also wants to prove to a lot of people that he can play control, and you know, like for example, when he won I Am Katowice, he brought Control Warrior to that tournament specifically to prove that he wasn't just because people at the time accused him at Fight Night for only playing like Zoo and Hunter, and then he played and he won the tournament with Control Warrior, so he was focused on that.
But still,
Not to mention he was playing ETC with Mage too.
Oh yeah, but I think you want to make your assets worth. And
Right. Yeah. I think stick to your guns, especially since aggro is pretty good in the current meta right now. But it's not
Aggro's
going to be
always
enough.
good.
Absolutely. Well, he can stay alive, but actually no, he can't. I forgot about the death spite that's up right here.
Yeah, there's no ice block here.
Yep.
GG.
So then, how do you kill yourself? No, he doesn't. All right. Well, he's gonna let Gaara have the satisfaction.
Oh, going for the
the
BM.
Oh.
Shield slam face. Yes.
Shield.
For
What do you
12.
shield slam?
Why do you BM in the last game of the series? Like this, just no point. He's just showing me more
Concept
cards for the
condescending
next
savage.
game.
I guess so. Oh, he runs shield slam.
No, I mean the draws. Although
Yeah,
we
I
have
know,
seen
I
the
know,
rag
I
and the
know.
shield.
I'm just
slam.
teasing.
There could have been something, man.
All right, well, Gaara's going to advance to play Savit, I believe, in the winners match, which should be coming up, and Gnimsh will fall to play Tice.